And it's time. As I mentioned before, games on tonight. The NBA regular season is upon us. And that means it's time for some predictions, some NBA Finals predictions right now, East and the West. Who's going to be playing in it and who's ultimately going to win it? And dude, Janae, I'm going to kick it off with you. What are your Finals predictions and who you got winning it?
Man, this is tough. I'm taking Boston from the that Eastern Conference. I really think this time they could get it done. They have continued to have the talent. They're growing talent. And I think that they're the better team. I think there are some teams that can come in and kind of upset them, but I'm going with Boston. And the West is hard to go against Golden State. I'd love to say my Lakers, but they have to prove it. The Clippers have talent, but they're still the Clippers. Okay, so I can't throw them in there, but I'm going to go Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors in the finals, and I got the Golden State Warriors winning that final in 7.
Zay, talk to me.
Yeah, so I think this year for me, I like some of the additions this particular team had on both sides. And I think it's going to be, for me, Philadelphia 76ers versus the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA Finals. For me, I like the Doc Rivers, Ty Lue NBA Finals series. I also like the additions of PJ Tucker and Montrezl Harrell on Philly. I think PJ Tucker's a stout defender, but I also believe Montrezl Harrell played his best basketball when he was under Doc Rivers. And I think that he's going to bring that beast out of him to be able to get those minutes in Philly, which is in dire need of a backup forward center role for that team. I think James Harden is comfortable with playing the backseat now to Tyrese Maxey, who has shown his ability to be an aggressive scorer when given that green light. And I think this season he is given the opportunity to just be a scorer and not have to worry about playmaking, not have to worry about anything else, but just scoring the basketball and defending his matchup on defense. I think Joel Embiid is going to be the same guy, same dominant center, but I think he's going to have less injuries going into the season. He's going to be doing less. He's not going to be having being the only defender on that team. You got Multi Stiebel and PJ Tucker out there with James Harden and Tyrese Maxey on the same floor. You got Tobias Harris, who has to do less as well when you got a guy like PJ Tucker on the floor. So I think adding defenders and also having the ability to have Harden, Maxey for a full season is going to give Philly that edge. And with the Clippers, it's kind of self-explanatory. I think they're one of the deepest teams in the NBA. They have the great depth. They have a lot of shooters out there. Adding John Wall with Reggie Jackson is going to be a nice 1-2 combo from starter to bench. Kawhi and PG got to stay healthy, of course. And if they're staying healthy, if they give you 65 games, they're taking the Western Conference. It don't matter what the Warriors are doing. I think if you give Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are able to play 65 games this season, they are taking the Western Conference. It's not going to be close because of how talented these two brothers are. So give me the Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA Finals.
Give me the Boston Celtics out the East and give me the Clippers out the West. I'm going Clippers and Celtics. Now, to start off with the Celtics, I do believe that these are two key reasons why they are my team. One is stars evolving into superstars this upcoming season. And that's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Morphing from a star to a superstar. Bold statement, y'all. Bold statement alert. I believe that Jaylen Brown will reach his first All-NBA team. Going out on the limb. It's a bold statement. It's a little bold. I believe he makes his first All-NBA team. And when I watched his team last year in the playoffs, I said to myself, he might be the best player on that team. Like Jason Tatum, hell of a year. The finals let me down. But I looked at Jaylen Brown at various times, and he was leading score on the team. I think he's going to take another step this year. Jason Tatum, hey, hold up. I'm not done. I believe he's going to finish in the MVP discussion as well. So I'm not slighting Tatum by any means by bigging up Jaylen Brown. No, they're going to do it together. They're going to do it without a coach. Forget about the coach. They're going to do it. Somebody got to be the leader. We talked about them earlier. We hinted at them earlier. Somebody got to be the leader. And I do believe as a cohesive unit, they could be the leader. They're going to come together. They played together. They made the finals. They know what it takes to get there now. Now it's all about them communicating on both ends of the floor and togetherness on the court. And I believe that they will. Another reason why I got them going to the finals is because of depth. They have a lot of depth, right? You talk about Blake Griffin. You talk about, the guys that they brought in. They brought in my dude, Malcolm Brogdon. as a starting point guard, giving them something that they needed, that they missed in the finals. They're getting that from him. You talk about Daniel Gallinari. You talking about him. You talking about a lot of pieces. They are literally 8 to 10 deep. Now with the Clippers, they got a bunch of wings that can score. You look at their bench, John Wall, Norman Powell, Robert Covington. That's your bench right there. They got a lot of wings that can score. And that's basically how you win in today's NBA. You can score the basketball. They have a lot of wings that can score. Another thing, too, even though their Achilles heel is the lack of size at the center position with Zubac, not everybody in the West can exploit that. The only team that I know right now top that can exploit that is Jokic, the MVP on the Nuggets. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard is going to remind folks, we have the tendency to forget who's really him. Because a year removed, maybe injuries or whatever, suspensions, we don't see somebody for a whole year. We forget all about them, that they ever existed. Kawhi Leonard will show why he is the best two-way player in the league and why he's still a top 5 player in the league this year. And also because you have that depth, even if you want to go and do that load management thing, even though I hate it. Why am I even suggesting it? Even if you want to go the load management route because he's coming back from injury, you can do that. You made the playing game without him. You barely even needed Paul George. They're going to be fine. They're going to make the finals. I got the Celtics and I got the Clippers. And I got the Celtics taking the chip.
I forgot to even mention who I had winning the championship. I apologize. I got the Philadelphia 76ers winning the NBA Finals
Bogus,
this
bro.
season. I think, we've seen last couple of seasons, we see teams like Milwaukee Bucks win a championship. We've seen, Boston get close to winning one. I think right now, Philly is primed to potentially get that. And I think so, not only Philly wins the championship, but Doc Rivers has the stigma of being an overrated coach in the NBA. I think everything is dismantled this season.
He is.
I'm really surprised that y'all chose the Clippers. And not because they don't have talent. I just heard Zay say something about Paul George. And Paul George, every playoffs, we got to have a search party sent out. We sending out the FBI, the CIA to find this dude. He comes up missing in the big games. That's why I can't trust him. But when you go to your argument about the fact that there are a lot of talent on this bench, they are very talented on the bench. And that should be enough to overcome the MIA Paul George in the playoffs.
And James Harden is another one. That's why I'm shocked he got the 76ers. Yep. Oh my gosh, what are we doing, Zay? You got 2 MIA dudes making the playoffs. I got to see it to believe it, bro.
Listen, man, I'm gonna say this right. It's not gonna be a playoff P this year. It's gonna be Paradise P if he misses this one. I'm telling you, going straight to Paradise. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Pandemic P, pandemic to Paradise P. Yeah. I hear you. Listen, it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to it. Games tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, get in tune. We'll be back after the break for our bonus topic. Keep it locked.